Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Star Theater. I'd like to tell you we have a wonderful evening planned, but this is improv and we're not allowed to plan. But it will be a wonderful evening, and let me introduce to you our wonderful and cute teacher and director, Louis Anthony Russo.
Well, I guess 1 out of 2 ain't bad. I'll take wonderful. Welcome to the Star Theater and welcome to Improv. And I see a lot of new faces out there, and at least new to the theater. You're going to have a good time tonight. This is a very different kind of comedy, and we really depend a lot on the audience. And I know that can be scary initially, but what I mean by that is we're going to ask you all evening long for suggestions. Because as Steve said, we cannot plan. In fact, we practice the exercises, the skeleton of how it works. We learn all the rules, we do all of that, but we never know how the scene's going to go until the audience shows up because they give the suggestions. The way you give the suggestions most of the evening, just yell them out. Don't be afraid. Sometimes we're going to ask you to raise your hand just because it's part of the scene. We'll never embarrass you unless you come up with a stupid suggestion. I don't think there's any hope for you, so plan on being stupid. All right. Have a great time. Use your mind. Now, we do a clean show. Family-oriented, so kind of help us with that, although we're real good about cleaning up other people's act. Your mother will be happy to know that. All right. Now, improv works most of the time. Sometimes it doesn't work, and when it doesn't work, the great thing about this audience is you get to let us know. And you do that by groaning. So we always like to give you a chance to practice the groan, because it's not something you get to do often in society. And I know some of you need to use this as therapy. Just let it out. Just let it out. Okay, so let's practice the groan. 1, 2, 3. Oh, good. All right, good. Now we're going to give you a chance to practice the applause because of the team being so great. And tonight we got about 13 of our players. Let me introduce the Oxymoron'z. Stage.
Smaller players.
Well, smaller players. Okay. We always start our show with a little thing that's kind of unique to us. I learned this in Los Angeles. Some comic who no one remembers who it was, unfortunately, came up with this little exercise. It's a great mind expander and a wonderful thing for you to do yourself. God bless you. You're welcome. As you're driving around or just wanting to kind of keep your mind alert. It's a good thing for driving in the middle of the night. It's called the 168 joke. 168, I don't know, just because it's a silly number. And here's how it goes. Oh, by the way, I've got to say, it's a punning joke. And you know how miserable puns can be. So this is where you really get to groan and really let it out. 168 whatevers go into a bar. And the bartender says, I'm sorry, we don't serve whatevers. And the whatevers say, ba-da-ba. That's the joke. And what you do is you plug in a profession, for instance, and you try to hook the pun in. We'll give you some examples. Risa. Okay? How about secretaries?
Secretaries. 168 secretaries walk into the bar, and the bartender said, I'm sorry, we don't serve secretaries in this bar. And the secretaries reply, well, what's the matter? Aren't we your type?
Oh! Any idea? Elaine, let's have you do doctors.
Doctors. 168 doctors walk into a bar. The bartender says, I'm sorry, we don't serve doctors here. And the 168 doctors say, well, what kind of an operation is this?
Let's have Grady do lawyers.
168 lawyers walk into a bar, and the bartender says, in a gravelly, gavelly voice, I'm sorry, we don't serve lawyers in this bar. And the 168 lawyers say, we object.
Whoa! Okay. Now your job is to come up with a profession they can't do. So take a minute, think about it, try to come up with something weird. You can even make up a profession if you want. And let's see if they can plug it in. Oh, look, the committee's working over here. All right. Who has an idea? You have an idea back there?
Plumbers.
Plumbers. Easy. Easy. Let's try it. Easy. Oh, we almost got 100% up there. Oh, okay. Let's start with Jamie.
plumbers walk into a bar, and the bartender said, I'm sorry, we don't serve plumbers in this bar. So the 168 plumbers replied, that's okay, we're already tanked.
168 plumbers stopped up at the bar.
168 plumbers walked into a bar, and the bartender said, I'm sorry, but we don't serve plumbers in this bar. And the plumbers said, what if we put out our pipes?
Oh! Hey!
168 plumbers elbow their way into the bar. And the bartender says, I'm sorry, we don't serve plumbers in this bar. And the 168 plumbers say, you hairball.
Steve H.
168 plumbers back up into a bar. And they were from a television station, I forgot to say that. And the barman said, I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to serve plumbers from television stations. And the 168 plumbers from the television station said, come on, buddy, we're here to give you a plug.
168 plumbers walk into a bar, and the bartender says, I'm sorry, but we don't serve plumbers in this bar. To which 168 plumbers reply, well, we're just looking for John.
Stephanie.
168 plumbers walked into a bar, and the bartender said, I'm sorry, but we don't serve plumbers in this bar. And the 168 plumbers said, boy, you're really throwing a wrench into our evening.
I got one. You think it'll be a good one? See, because I'm the director. 168 plumbers go into the bar, and the bartender said, I'm sorry, we don't serve plumbers here. And the 168 plumbers say, well, what kind of joint is this? Do we look like drips? Pays to be the director. Okay, let's get weird now and give them an object that's got to go into the bar, even though that's normally not what happens. And let's see what they can do with it. Anybody have an object?
Hockey puck.
A hockey puck, a yo-yo. What did you going to say? I'm almost afraid of what you were going to say. What?
Rubik's Cube.
A Rubik's Cube. Whoa. You guys want to try that one? Whoa, look, Rubik's Cube. Let's try it. Someone explain it to Jamie. She's too young. All right. Let's have Martin.
168 Rubik's Cube walk into a bar, and the bartender says, hey, I'm sorry, we don't serve Rubik's Cubes here. And the Rubik's Cubes just stood there, puzzled.
Okay, do Rubik's Cube, but since hockey puck was such a great one, that's a good one too. And what's the other one? Yo-yo. Yo-yos. You guys, any one of those, okay? Okay, Jamie.
168 hockey pucks walk into a bar, and the bartender said, I'm sorry, we don't serve hockey pucks in this bar. So the 168 hockey pucks replied, well, we just came in here to score.
168 yo-yos travel around the world to go to the bar. And the bartender says, I'm sorry, we don't serve yo-yos at this bar. And the yo-yos say, we're not here to drink, we're here to walk our dog.
Yeah.
168 yo-yos roll into a bar, and the bartender says, I'm sorry, we don't serve yo-yos in here. So the yo-yos looked at him and said, you're just stringing us along.
168 yo-yos walked into a bar, then they walked out of the bar, then they walked into the bar, then they walked out of the bar. That's all.
168 hockey pucks went into a bar, and the bartender said, I'm sorry, we don't serve hockey pucks in here. And the 168 hockey pucks said, oh, we don't want to drink, we're just looking for our girlfriend. Yeah, we're looking for a net.
168 hockey pucks walked in the bar, and the bartender slapped him.
don't serve hockey pucks in this bar. And the 168 hockey pucks said, but we were dying for a rink.
It's an addictive little game. You'll find yourself. We teach it to the kids, and it drives their parents nuts. Okay, we're going to do now a thing called experts. We have